Let's take a closer look at coaching. I used to work for a strategy firm called Arthur D. Little. And my favorite instrument at the time was Excel. If you couldn't put it in Excel, it didn't exist. And every year, everybody was invited to follow a training program. And I remember at one point in time, when I received the program, there was 2 days of coaching included in the program. And I really doubted that would be of any value added, and I even thought about skipping. But my boss at the time said, you have to go to the training, it's important. During the first few hours of the coaching session, I wasn't very responsive, probably. And during the break, I had a discussion with one of the trainers. And it happened to be Sir John Whitmore. And he challenged me on the topic, and we talked about tennis. I used to be a tennis player, and he said, well, how can you improve your game? He wasn't a tennis player, but by challenging me with the right questions, we had a very engaged discussion, and I found myself very energetic after the discussion. And when we finished, before we went into the afternoon session, he said, well, did you enjoy our little chat? I said, yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Well, I just coached you. Then I realized that I probably got a completely wrong idea about what coaching was all about. And I became a big fan, and I had the opportunity to work with Sir John Whitmore, who developed a fantastic framework, a simple framework to become a better coach. And that framework is called GROW. And the core is a philosophy. And the philosophy is the following one, that if you want to help a person to become more performant, what you have to do is you have to raise the awareness level. The second thing you have to do is you have to help that person to take responsibility and take steps to do something with the new insights they got. So coaching is all about helping people to create new awareness and to help them to take responsibility and do something with those new insights. And the framework he uses is GROW. Now, how does that work? It's basically 4 steps in a conversation. The first step is, what's the goal? So when you coach somebody, the first thing you want to know is, what would you like to achieve? The second step is, if you know what you want to achieve, the finish line, where do you stand today? What's the starting point? What's the reality? And then you basically have attention. This is where you want to go. This is where you are today. The O stands for options. It's having a discussion with the coachee about what are now some of the routes to go from one end to the other. And the fourth step is looking at what are you willing to do to travel the journey. It's about the responsibility step. So GROW is a very simple and useful framework to have a discussion or a chat with people to increase awareness and responsibility. And that's what coaching is all about. Your exercise. Ask yourself, how do you look at coaching today? Is this the view you already had? Or did I tell you something that is new? In the downloads, you see a list of tips. Have a look, and the tip here is very simple. Try to coach more. Coaching is like playing music or doing sports. The more you do it, the better you get at it.